Hi, I'm John Buchanan. I'm the director of the campus for the Entertainment Technology Center, Carnegie Mellon, in Adelaide, Australia.
Is this your first cross-media lab?
No, this is my second cross-media lab. I went to the one in Melbourne.
So, what first attracted you to becoming a part of this workshop?
Cross-media lab is about brainstorming. It's about helping people explore ideas. It's about providing feedback on interesting projects, and it's about establishing connections with the community. That's what excites me.
So, what's the most fun thing about being part of this, shall we say, growing community?
The great people. Great people.
How did you get into gaming? Like, for example, what was the first game you ever played?
I have no idea what the first game I ever played was. My favorite game is still Lemmings. I got into gaming as a computer scientist and interested in the technology behind the games. More importantly, interested in the technology that we can build for tools that allow designers, level designers, game designers, producers to directly interact with the game.
So how different is it for the transition from commercial game design to the academe? How was the transition like?
Well, the transition is easy because the skill sets involved are exactly the same. The problems are the same. The only difference is budget.
What is it about games that you think? I mean, it's now becoming more and more mainstream. So, do you also believe that anybody can be a gamer? They just don't know it yet.
I think everybody's a gamer. It's just not everybody plays video games. What video games allow us to do is interact with virtual worlds where we can make choices that we wouldn't normally make in the real world. Grand Theft Auto 3 being a great example of that.
For the benefit of the layman, could you just you talk about game sketching in your presentation? Could you just explain it in layman's terms?
The easiest way to describe game sketching is we are going to build a game without actually building the game. We're going to allow you to play the game without ever building it. We're going to fake everything so that you can experience the game long before anything that is remotely linked to that game is ever built.
So this will really help game designers see in effect, before even designing even before creating the game, they are able to see get feedback,
Absolutely,
immediate feedback.
Yes.
So, as a mentor here, what were some of the, in general terms, have been some of the projects that they've discussed with you?
I've talked with a local team about a game that teaches about the public transport, another team that is looking at a game that's associated with a geography class that helps teach about government management of Singapore. I've talked with a polytechnic that is looking at building a community-based game to help students discover things in their problem-based solving approach. A lot of educational stuff. It's the focus of this cross-media is education and learning.
Usually people, when they hear games, they think it's something frivolous. Okay, I mean, there's still the perception of the mainstream audience. So, what do you think is necessary or what is needed in order to correct this misconception?
I think that the problem with our society is that we've actually stopped playing. Every animal that we know has a form of play for their young to teach them how to deal with adult situations. Tigers play fight, dogs play fight. A lot of what we do as children is learn about social consequences of decisions in the context of play. We have taken play out of people's lives because exactly we think it's frivolous, and yet we don't realize that most of what we actually know and the way that we interact with people we learned while we were playing when we were kids.
So how about the sentiments? I mean, Noah talked about some of the reservations about the use of the term serious games, but do you see that this is gaining acceptability, the fact that games can actually be used for higher-minded purposes?
Games being used as serious tools of communication, we're there. There's just a number of people that aren't going to get it. 30, 40 years from now, they're going to be completely irrelevant, so it doesn't matter.
Personally, what kind of game would you like to see? I mean, something that you probably don't see a lot of out in the market. If you were to have one game which you haven't seen yet, what kind of game would that be?
I'm not a game designer, so I don't think around those terms.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, John.
Welcome.